I'm joining with us today with Michael Davison, the chairperson of Men's Shelter, and talking about the upcoming event coming on Saturday called the Coldest Night of the Year. So can you tell us more about that?
For sure, Coldest Night of the Year, it's our annual, it's our biggest fundraiser. It's actually part of a larger fundraiser across Canada that's meant to support shelter initiatives, whatever form they take in the community. This will be the 8th one that I've participated in, and well over, I want to say it's 10 to 15 for the organization as a whole right now. It's this Saturday, it's at Bud Miller at 4 o'clock. We'll be down in the skate house. We'll have some food, we'll have a little bit of conversation, and all it is we go out in the cold, we go for a walk, and we reflect on the realities of people who use our services as a shelter or who are experiencing some extreme forms of poverty or housing insecurity, to just go and reflect on the realities of what that kind of life looks like being outdoors in a Canadian winter.
Now, it's a very interesting name. Why is it called Coldest Night of the Year?
Well, once upon a time, and it depends on the year, it can be a very cold day. We've had some Coldest Night of the Year events that actually get below into that minus 30 range, and it's very chilly for the walkers. It's very difficult, and people will go out and they'll really experience, even for the map that we have routed, really extreme winds because we're in Lloydminster, extreme colds, and it really drives home the point of how hard it would be to live on the streets or to be even afraid of living on the streets. So it's just a nice way of expressing and connecting with the reality of what's going on in our local community.
How long has this been happening since this is like an annual charity or event?
As far as I know I've done at least 8. I think there's been about 10 to 12, if I reflect back, in Lloydminster. Coldest Night of the Year walks have been happening for longer than that, though. It's part of a national campaign, so it's not just Lloydminster. It's actually all shelters and all services across Canada. But you know what? I don't actually know the specific answer to that one. But it's been a long time.
And I know this is a fundraiser.
Yes.
And Lloydminster is well known for like community work. And I was wondering, what is the importance of this fundraising event for Lloydminster?
Well, this is our biggest fundraiser of the year, and I think we can certainly see, if we've been paying attention to what's going on in Lloydminster, we're not immune from the kind of hardships and difficulties in Lloydminster as some of the things we hear about in big centers. So across the board, we're seeing an increased demand for our services. So the significance of this fundraiser is it gives us the ability to drive home new strategies and to change some of our outcomes for our clients. The biggest one that we've targeted for this year and for the next coming years is this is going to be the seed money for a capital campaign. We're actually looking to grow into a larger facility, and we think this will be a good kickoff to allocate that money for that. Very recently, the city of Lloydminster did a homeless count, and they identified 193 people at least who are experiencing some form of housing insecurity. And at our best, we're able to facilitate 30 of those people. And in that case, it's only men over the age of 18. So we have huge gaps in our ability to serve the reality of Lloydminster. So we really want to set some money aside to grow our services and find the right way, the right location to really handle the changing needs of Lloydminster.
Are you expecting a different, like we call this, like signing up? Are you signing up for this one, or people can just go in?
Oh yeah, so we do have a sign up. So like any sort of fundraising item, there's like teams who are fundraising and challenging one another and reaching out, and that's great. And we have some teams that have been doing this for as long as I can remember, who are very competitive about it. The last I saw, we had 50 people who have signed up to fundraise and walk, but you don't have to do that. You can just show up at the skate house. It's not a private event, and you can show your support, or you can just partake in some of the food and ask a few questions, or you can just show up and walk. There's lots of things you can do. You don't have to donate. There's no obligation there. We just like to be able to tell the story and tell the truth about some of the realities that we're facing as a community and as individuals in that community.
Are you expecting to have more people from last year?
I think so. Last year we had sort of I think we had maybe 20 to 25. So I'm hoping we actually have 50 people show up. It's always great. I don't like, my least favorite event is one where I have to give a speech. Right, so I keep it down to like 3 sentences, thank you for coming, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I do hope a lot of people show up and are there to show support for the shelter and the work that we do.
Now, lastly, I just want to know, how do people can help to or contribute for this coldest night of the year this coming Saturday?
There is a website. It's Coldest Night of the Year. I think it's .com. So CNOY.com. CNOY. They abbreviate like that. Or you can just Google or search bar Coldest Night of the Year Canada. And there is a third-party organization that handles that for us. You just choose Lloydminster and you can donate. You can also donate at the event and just say this is for the Coldest Night of the Year event. And we tabulate that and send it in. So those are the easiest ways. And if you want to donate to us directly, you're more than welcome to. You can just come down to the shelter and make a donation in person, or you can visit our website, and we have a donation link there as well.
Any final word, any final say for the people watching for this?
Come and show up. I love talking about the shelter. I love getting into the details about what we're doing and where we're going. Too much. I could talk about it for longer than the amount of time we have. So please show up. You know, I'm happy to talk about it. Happy to hear any suggestions that the people of the community might have.
Well, thank you so much for giving me the information and insights about this coldest night of the year, and I hope that many people are going to show up compared from last year.
Yeah, I hope so too. It's always like you never know. It's Lloydminster, right? Like it's either huge or it's tiny, but you just got to ride the wave.
Well, thank you so much for giving me the information, and hope for the best for the Saturday.
Thank you. Thank you
so
much.
much.